What is up, family? You are listening or watching to Living Beyond the Dream podcast, a podcast where we have practical conversations to take the dreams you have for yourself and your organization and turn it into a reality. My name is Mike. Like always, joined by my man Tyler, and we are so excited that you are tuning in, listening, watching, whatever you're doing, and however you are checking us out. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Means the world to us. Yeah. Hoped you liked last week. It was a raw one. I thought it was a really important one.
Yeah.
But today is another one of those. We gonna step on some toes.
We're gonna step on them.
You probably not gonna want to hear it, but you need to hear it.
Yes.
Kind of episodes.
Yeah.
Because that's just kind of just feeling. I come back from vacation. I say, hey, let's get real. Let's get raw. I've been disconnected for a little bit.
Flip-flop
Been
season.
thinking about things. Let's do it, right? It's
There it
flip-flop season, right? I might step on your toes, but you can still get a pedicure. Cover that stuff up.
Come on.
That's one of those pastor jokes, you know. It is what it is. All right, let's do this.
All right, so today we were talking about being honest with your skill sets.
Being honest with your skill set. All right.
So Mike, kick it off. What does that mean?
It means you got to be real honest with your talents and your skills and your level of leadership, which too many of us are not.
No.
Here's what I've realized with a lot of people. We always think we better than what we really are,
Yeah.
right? You ever had somebody like replaying an fight in their mind and they always handled it perfectly and their spouse is the one that did everything wrong and they can pinpoint the moment the spouse was wrong and everything they said was with the perfect tone. They never raise their voice because they're just perfect. Because that's the way we view ourselves, right?
Yeah.
We always see ourselves in a better light, right? You ever met somebody that thought they could sing? And I mean, not sing, I mean sang. You sang in it, right? Like they in church and they singing so loud, they hope the worship leader hears them because they feel like in the middle of worship, the worship leader's going to stop and he's going to look at that person and say, you know what? Get up on this stage right now with that anointing. And so they go sing for that worship leader to hear them because they just think, and you're hearing them going, I wish this dead cow would just stop mooing right behind me, right? It sounds like a cat going through a blender right now. That was me. That was me.
You had experience with that?
I had experience. When I was a kid, I swore I was going to be the greatest country singer in the world.
Come on.
I was going to be it.
Yeah.
George Strait, I was going to be his.
Yep.
Prodigy, right? He was going to find me and discover me. I was writing songs when I was in second and third grade, pure country. I was jamming out to that album like crazy. That movie inspired me. And I would sing everywhere I go. And then my dad did something that was the worst thing in the world.
What'd he do?
He bought a camcorder. He bought one of them big old behemoths, right? You carry on your shoulder, right?
Yep.
Back in those days, like you had one arm was Popeye, the other one was like, who was that? Olive oil, right? That because you carrying around that big old huge camcorder. And I remember one day I was like, oh, it's it. I'm going to record myself singing. I'm going to send it to George. He's going to sign me on his record label, take me on tour with him.
It's the moment.
So I set it up, had the stage set, got myself my fake microphone, had my fake little guitar. I cannot play, cannot. And I started belting and I started singing and I started letting it happen. I was tears rolling down my cheeks as I was singing them songs. And I put it in the VCR. Some of y'all don't even know what that is. It's a big old rectangle or tape you stick in there before DVDs.
Yep.
And I pushed play. Only one problem.
What happened?
My dad bought the faulty camcorder. Because that microphone cannot be right. Because I had this heavenly voice in my mind, and I'm hearing this atrocious sounding voice coming through. I couldn't believe I was devastated that I sounded that bad. My dreams were gone.
Crushed.
That tends to be a lot of people in life, right?
Yeah.
We have these big dreams, but we ain't realistic with our skills. And that sounds harsh, right? Because, you grow up and you go, you could be anything you put your mind to, right? You could be anything you... That's not the way God created us.
Yeah.
God didn't create us that way.
It's true.
Not everybody can be everything they want in life, right?
Yeah.
And some people go, that's such a negative message. No, it's not a negative message. It's a positive message.
Yeah.
Why? Because your giftings versus my giftings, and what you're good at, I'm not good at, and we come together and we can create bigger impact and reach more things. And it's powerful.
Yeah.
But sometimes, especially in the Christian world, we think everybody's supposed to be everything. And there should be equality in everything.
Yeah.
And it's just not the reality, right? Some people, like, even like when it comes to even like money, we think everybody's supposed to be rich, right?
Yeah.
If everybody's supposed to be rich, then why were the apostles not rich? Why does Paul have a point where he's saying, now you need to address the wealthy people, something completely different than the normal church attenders? Why? Because there's different segments of people.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. In money, in talents, in placement, in positions, we've got to understand that. And when you find your area, you can thrive in it.
Yeah.
And you got to be honest with yourself, though. And too many people aren't. So we need to talk about it.
So how do you evaluate what you're not good at?
You've got to be okay with feedback. You've got to be okay with someone being honest with you.
Yeah.
You've got to actually invite it and ask for it without your emotions and feelings attached to it. Because here's the way we do a lot of times, right? We like, your spouse, she comes in and says, does this dress make me look fat? She knows she don't want you telling her yes, right? Right? She knows she wants you to be like, you looking good, right? But that's what we do with our feedback, right? We want to get feedback from somebody, but we don't want their honest feedback.
Yeah.
We want them to tell us what we want them to say, right?
Yeah.
That's not the way it works, right?
Yeah.
You need to have honest feedback. Now, let me back up a second. My wife's never done that. I've never been like that with her. I'm just saying the hypothetical statement that we know people say.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, my wife is honest with me. My wife ain't ever beating around the bush. I go to my wife for feedback because I know I'm going to actually get feedback.
Yeah.
Like, I know she going to tell me the way I feel. And you know what? May hurt my feelings, but I'd rather her hurt my feelings in the moment than me acting a fool or doing something I'm not supposed to be doing or find myself down a path. My wife's discernment has been so great to my ambitious nature. Because I'm a very ambitious person, which is a great thing. God wired me that way. But sometimes my ambition gets before rationality or placement.
Yeah.
And sometimes I want to supersede the call of God
Yeah.
and just make God succumb to my callings in life. And God's calling us somewhere else. And my wife has so many times in life said, you know what? I don't feel like that's God's call for us.
Yeah.
And now looking back at hindsight, I go, she was right.
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome that she could speak that in my life. But her opinion matters to me. I go to it and I expect honesty.
Yeah.
You got to want honest feedback and safe feedback from people in your life. Don't get people around just going to tell you what you want. Don't get yes people. Get some no people around you because you need some people to go, nah, bro.
Yeah.
You need to readjust the way you're looking at something.
Yeah. You said a key word there, safe feedback.
Yeah.
So what is safe feedback and how do you set yourself up for that?
I mean, safe feedback is people that you know always has your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
Because there are some naysayers.
Yeah.
There are some negative Nellies.
Yeah.
They don't care about your success or where you're going. They just always got an opinion.
Yeah.
Don't go online for your validation.
Yeah.
Don't go to someone that don't know you for your validation. Don't go to the people that are priority driven and preference driven because they only care about their priorities and their preferences. They don't care about generalization of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't go to people that you know always has your best interest at heart and truly wants the best for you.
Yeah.
They truly want you to succeed. Those are the people you need to go to. And in those people, you're going to get honesty and you can grow in that and build upon it. You're not going to be perfect when you're starting something new or evaluating your skill set, but you're going to have things go, you know what? You could build on this.
Yeah.
Or some people be like, I just don't feel like that's your niche.
Yeah.
Right? I've had lots of times where we've sat down with staff members and I go, you know what? Hey, guys, I don't really feel like that's your niche. I don't feel like this area is your lane.
Yeah.
And I need to find your lane. I need to find your seat on the bus so you can thrive because that's not really your seat.
Yeah.
And some people don't like that concept. They don't like that thought process, right? But the reality is you're never going to be really fulfilled in life until you find your lane to run in.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to be frustrated why you can't ever live up to these expectations you have in your mind. You're always going to be frustrated why you feel like you're always coming up short. You're always going to be frustrated why you feel like other people are growing and you're not, even though you're putting in the same amount of effort.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Sometimes you got to find your lane to run in.
Yeah. That's really good. So, In regards to like growing in a skill set, would you encourage people to put the majority of their efforts into perfecting what they're already good at? Or how do you play that balance game of learning new but perfecting?
Yeah, there's definitely, you need to understand you can't have too many plates in the air. Now, I'm not saying to limit yourself to one thing.
Yeah.
But I'll look at somebody like Warren Buffett. He says, I do 3 things and that's it. And he works on those 3 things every single week.
Yeah.
I'm not saying 3 is the magical number.
Sure.
But a billionaire like Warren Buffett that's been a billionaire for many, many years, a great businessman, has understood the art of balance and work, okay?
Yeah.
And so what you got to learn is find your areas that you feel called to and grow in those areas.
Yeah.
I do 4 things as the pastor of a church, and I feel like 4 things is what I'm called to do in the pastoral realm, and those are what I focus the majority of my time growing and being better in.
Yeah.
And those are areas I focus on. And in that, those 4 areas, I feel like it gives me the ability to influence much more because I actually can influence in a greater way because I'm actually growing in those areas.
Yeah.
You get too many plates in the air, you're trying to do too much. Guess what? You're not really growing.
Yeah.
Because you're just managing or maintaining. You're just hoping you don't drop something.
Yeah.
So don't say one thing, but don't do too many things.
Yeah.
Find the balance where you feel like you can get growth in all those things. Does that make sense?
That's good. So let's say you're already on a public platform. How do you find a safe or healthy place to grow in skill sets that you are less than excellent at?
I don't think you can be fearful of being not excellent in something.
Okay.
I think if you feel like it's your calling and you've got the validation that that's an area you should be going down, then you need to understand that no one expects perfection. People just expect growth. Does that make sense?
Good.
So many times we let perfection rob us of actually progress. And the fact that we tinker with things too much instead of just allowing progress to be what brings us to perfection or brings us to something that's more consistent. So don't let that hinder you, okay? John Maxwell says it like this. John Maxwell says when you find something that you want to work on, he says you spend an hour of day working on that area. And he says you should journal about it, you should reflect on it, you should research on it, you should practice it, and then you should get feedback on it.
Yeah.
So what's he meaning is, say you want to say, Pastor Mike, I want to work on XYZ, right? Whatever that could be.
Yeah.
Let's say I want to be better at leading worship.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, you're not going to just be immediately a worship leader.
Right.
What you got to learn is there's several things you can work on. One is stage presence. That's an important thing that a worship leader understands. When I mean stage presence, it's not acting up there.
Right.
Stage presence means you are aware of the audience around you.
Yeah.
You can do that as a backup singer.
Yeah.
And you can work on it. You need to work on being able to speak, right? You could do that in your bathroom mirror.
Yeah.
Speaking and really allowing yourself, man, I'm gonna play a worship song and I'm gonna lead worship to that worship song and I'm gonna be able to lead the church into that. And I'm going to speak a spiritual moment into it. And I'm going to speak and lead, right? You can do that in a bathroom mirror with a round hairbrush, okay? But you're being conscious of these things. You can work on your leadership skills. How do I communicate with people? How do I interact with people? Am I the positive person that people want to follow? Am I attractional and magnetic? These are all areas you can work on and be conscious that you're reflecting on. How am I growing in this? What can I do? And then when you're working on these areas, you bring in leaders that are around you and you say, okay, I've been working on these things. Will you watch me next time I'm on the stage? Will you notice give me some feedback on what are areas in my stage presence I can work on?
Yeah.
Right? During rehearsals, maybe they let you lead a song. Give me honest feedback. Did I lead it? What can I do? You can say, hey, I'm trying to interact with people and stuff. How am I doing? What can I do to communicate better? These are all things that you can do to grow in that skill set. And too many times we just want to just act like we can grow in it without honestly reflecting and being strategic with it.
Yeah.
Growth is always strategic.
Yeah.
You don't just go to the gym and look around and go, maybe I'll do this today. Maybe I'll do that today.
Yeah.
Guess what? You're going to not be motivated and quit. But if you have a workout plan and you say, I'm going to go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm going to do this day and this day and this day, and I got these exercises. Guess what? You're going to be strategic with your plan, and you're going to grow and working. Same thing in your talents and your skills.
Yeah.
Literally be that strategic with it, and I promise you will grow.
Yeah. So good. So I think the premise of this whole episode today, being honest with your skill sets, can be summed up by dream versus reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So kind of switching gears, but kind of still keeping the same theme. Like, what has dream versus reality done to your leadership?
When I was in college, my pastor said this, and it's always stuck with me. So I didn't invent this quote, and I don't even know if he did, but it's his. He says, dreams without discipline is fantasy. And that is what leads to your reality.
Yeah.
Here's what I've known. A lot of people are good at dreams. They're horrible at discipline.
Yeah.
So they live fantasy lives. They daydream about what they want to be. They complain that they don't get the opportunities. They always wonder why they never get to live their dream in their career and have the platform that they want. It's because they don't have the discipline to be strategic with where they're going.
Yeah.
But guess what? Doors naturally open for the initiative taker.
Yeah.
They naturally open for those people that grind it out and grow and want to be who they're called. You will knock it out of the park if you're willing to take the dream you have in your heart and realize you have some raw talent there that you can build on, and then have the discipline to become great at it.
Yeah.
Not good at it, not okay at it, great at it.
Yeah.
You can be the best, whatever that is. That's my objective every day in life.
Yeah.
Not because I'm competing with anybody else, but I'm competing with the calling that God's given me. I'm going to honor God by the giftings He's given me. So you better believe I'm going to be the best speaker in the world.
Yeah.
You better believe I'm going to be the best leader in the world. I'm going to be the best CEO in the world. Why? Because God gave me some talents, and I'm not going to bury those talents. I'm going to invest those talents. So one day I stand before Him, He said, well done, my good faithful servant.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for Him.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for the fame of the world. I'm doing it for the praise of God. But I am motivated to honor it. You can do that if you're honest with yourself and allow honest feedback into your life and be strategic with your growth. But you got to be honest.
Yeah, that's so good. Well, even thinking about the idea that like we want to be good at everything and we're just not. Having that mindset come into your leadership and being able to empower to fill the gaps. Like that's such a powerful mindset. Like I can't do it all. Find the people around you.
That's exactly what you have to do.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You got to be okay not being the savior in every situation.
Yeah.
I'm okay not being the savior, right? There are things I had to do early on in our church just because there was nobody else to do it, but I knew I wasn't great at it.
Yeah.
So I was willing to raise people up and allow them to be great at it. I'm not great at the admin and the financial side of things and balancing budget seats and things like that. I could do it. I don't like doing it. I don't want to do it. I'm not good at it. That's why I brought you on, because you're great at the CFO role, and you're great at all that stuff, and you're great working with trustees. And it's okay that I don't need to be in all those meetings and need to make all those and know all that stuff, right? I need to know what I need to know and all the other stuff. It's okay. It's okay that I don't have to be the number one speaker every single week, that I can be gone an entire month and not even worry about it because we've got great speakers to come in and on our staff that can do that.
Yeah.
It's okay that you don't have to be the savior in every moment. Allow people to shine because you want the organization to shine. Because when the organization shines, guess what? You shine.
That's right.
But whenever the organization doesn't shine, guess what? You don't shine. So if you really want people to say, you know what, that dude's an awesome leader, that girl's an awesome leader, then let the organization be great.
Yeah.
And that only happens when you allow people to be great.
So good. So good. That's all we got for today.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed today. I hope you're okay with being honest with yourself. It's okay not to be great at everything.
Yeah.
But you are great. Find what you're great in, build on it, and let that greatness make an impact. If you enjoyed today's if you enjoyed today's podcast, I'm preaching a sermon, all right. If you enjoyed the podcast, make sure you subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't just subscribe, ring that bell. Don't ever miss an episode. Share it, rate it, review it. It means the world to us. Until next time, pray God's peace.